dethrone the king, declare Papua New Guinea a republic, and appoint the president as head of state.
I guess out of respect, the government agreed to have the Queen, which the CPC was totally against.
You are not yet in the New Guinea that God promised you yet. Because that Papua New Guinea requires a new kind of mentality.
Friends, countrymen, and compatriots, don't you know that your nation's sovereignty has long been surrendered to Buckingham Palace? Don't you know that your constitution states that you have a king over this nation? Don't you know that your constitution declares your country as a realm of the British Monarch? How did that happen? Well, that was not the original idea of our constitutional fathers. Our constitutional fathers' intention was captured in Chapter 7 of the Constitutional Planning Committee Report 1974. They wanted a republican system of government where the head of state would not be a monarch but an ordinary person. But things took a U-turn on the eve of independence when the Constitution was about to be passed. Do you know what happened? Lord Mountbatten came to Papua New Guinea. Lord Mountbatten was Queen Elizabeth II's cousin. So things took a U-turn, and the PNG ended up becoming a constitutional monarchy, adopting the British monarch as both monarch and head of state. So now Papua New Guinea as the King of England as King of Papua New Guinea and head of state.
Hello, let's hear what Chief Dr. John Momis, the de facto chairman of Constitutional Planning Committee and founding father, has to say.
But we'll cut here and allow David to ask his question, and because I want your answer to him maybe to be on our record as well. His question is regarding the head of state in the constitutional monarchy and what the CPC thoughts around that words versus what we actually got by way of a constitution. So, David, dear, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Sir. I've read through the Constitutional Planning Committee report 1974, and I came across to this particular chapter 7. It actually recommended against Papua New Guinea adopting the British monarchy as head of state. And I believe it was the government at the time, or government of the day, rejected that recommendation, and they made a decision to have a head of state, but they didn't settle on who to become the head of state. At the very last minute, according to section 82 of the Constitution, we wrote a letter to the Queen of England, inviting her to become not only the head of state, but also the Queen of Papua New Guinea and the head of state at the same time. And my question now is, your committee recommended against. So why did we? Whose idea was it that we adopted and subjected, in my view, we subjected the nation, subject the nation to a foreign power. So we are now being ruled over. So that is my problem. So if you can at least set some light on that so we understand how the historical background, sections 82 and 83, 84 and 85. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, David, for your question regarding PNG having a foreign sovereign as our head of state, as Queen. Now, if you read the Constitutional Planning Committee's report, the Constitutional Planning Committee explicitly promoted that all the recommendations, policies, systems have one objective, and that is to promote Papua New Guineans. Papua New Guinea culture, highly diversified cultures and languages, but to promote Papua New Guinea as a nation of highly diversified cultures and languages. And we believe that unless our constitution and our laws discriminate in favor of Papua New Guineans, we would be subjecting the indigenous people of this dependent nation, the dependent colony, forever to foreign ideologies and institutions. And that is why we recommended, the CPC was quite categorical in rejecting having a foreign sovereign as head of state of Papua New Guinea, because we believed, in accordance with the principle of autochthony, God gave power to the people of Papua New Guinea, and through the electoral process, the people mandate their representatives who would be the lawmakers. The representatives in a democracy are not the bosses. They're not the chiefs. The people are the chiefs. Yes.
Doctor, in terms of that transition, there was that recommendation was one of, like we talked about last time, one of those things that was rejected by the House of Assembly. And when the Constitution was eventually adopted, the Queen of England became the Queen of Papua New Guinea. So what was the thinking going on to that transition? Why was CPC's recommendation rejected?
At the time, at the critical time, the Lord Mountbatten, I think it was the uncle of the Duke or the Queen, visited Papua New Guinea. And before that, our leader, Chief Somare himself, was in favor of making PNG a republic, not subject to a foreign queen or head of state, sovereign. But when the Lord Mountbatten visited, they negotiated, and I guess out of respect, the government agreed to have the Queen, which the CPC was totally against.
Was there anything that England, if you know, what in that negotiations?
Well,
was there anything they promised to us in terms of what they allowed that conduit, I suppose?
I guess they used this argument that Papua New Guinea would be a member of the Commonwealth and would benefit from the collective wisdom and power of the Commonwealth nations. But that was, you can be a member of the Commonwealth without becoming having a foreign queen. India is a member of the Commonwealth. India is a republic. There are other countries who are members of the Commonwealth, but who are not subject to the English sovereign. So there were a lot of things which were which were used to convince the members of Parliament, or the government especially, that it would benefit Papua New Guinea by having a queen as head of state. We totally disagreed with.
Our research was done, and this book has just been published. Dethrone the king, declare Papua New Guinea a republic, and appoint the president as head of state. This book is graphic, brutal, and undiplomatic. This book uncovers the colonial ploy to keep this nation in perpetual subjugation. This book offers no apology. This book is direct and raw. Please grab a copy of this book. Dethrone the king, declare Papua New Guinea a republic, and appoint the president as head of state. This book contains the research around the topic and what has actually happened, and PNG ended up becoming a constitutional monarchy.
They were delivered from Egypt. They were independent from Egypt, but they still wasn't in the promised land. You are not yet in the New Guinea that God promised you yet. Because that Papua New Guinea requires a new kind of mentality. It's too hard to run your own country. It's too difficult to take responsibility for your own future. Take us back to a place where other people ran our lives. We didn't have to think. Take us back where they provided peanut butter and cheese. And God says, none of you will enter the promised land because you don't want to get rid of the Egypt thinking. There are some people in this room who cannot make it to the promised land of the new Papua New Guinea. Why? They still want to go back.
Now we are talking about hard reset. This is a hard reset. A hard pill to swallow. Take it or leave it. This nation is yours. Do not expect the Australians to build this nation for you. Do not expect the Chinese to build this nation for you. Or do not expect Englishmen to build this nation for you. This nation is yours. At one time you didn't have the capacity and the experience to build this nation. Now, after 50 years, you have gained enough experience, enough understanding to build this nation. For the next 50 years, rise up and set the nation's foundation right for your children and their children. And for the next 50 years and beyond, we must set ourselves free from neo-colonialism. And we must restructure and start direction of the nation right for the next 50 years and beyond. Fiji has done, Vanuatu has done, why not us? Grab a copy of this book. Contact the number showing on your screen and order a copy. Thank you so much. God bless you.